Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Pathfinder, Lord of Nothing. As today, we keep aiming for the top, while of course also maintaining some healthy skepticism with our local host, Athelia, which granted is largely based around a pretty minor inconsistency between her story and Nort's. But, you know, at the same time, Owlcat's usually pretty good about those sorts of minor details, and it does feel very deliberate. But I guess we'll find out. On we go. Okay. Room full of clutter, inherently suspicious. Also caught a glimpse of Master User next room over.
I serve the Crusades, strange as it sounds.
He looks a little hoarse.
It's done.
Can't help but notice multiple copy-pasted chests here, with only one being interactive. Yeah, that seems about right. Okay, let's get these guys off our chest. Nice, nice. Times like this, I'm really glad I went all in on the trip mechanics. Nice. Though, you know, it is still a shame I flubbed the feat layout for pummeling charge. Alright, let's meet Master User.
Let's see if I can sneak around.
Yeah, really makes you appreciate the gravity of the situation. You know, guy had all these grand plans, all this power at his fingertips, trying to tackle the weighty issues, but thanks to spirits and booze, ended up beaten by a dead horse. Huh. I've seen many things in my life, but a wizard crushed by a falling horse is a new one to me. That horse fell from the ceiling on its own. A miracle, but somehow I no longer believe in miracles. It would make for a great fable, mocking a mighty yet short-sighted wizard. Oh, Arcane Defender, that's a good one. Yeah, that's more utility, more defense than offense, but we will absolutely take it. I mean, we haven't really been getting a lot of use out of that crossbow on Sentry anyway. We'll just slap this into his primary. Enjoy that +3 AC. I should really be defaulting to his cantrips more often anyway. Or, you know, just casting actual spells. I just get way too conservative with those slots. The body of the horse that crushed the wizard has traces of a polymorph spell. Right, which could be wild magic, but might also imply it was intentional. Also, fluffy boots. A magically comfortable pair of fluffy boots. I've got to say, as a former dungeon master, I always loved the concept of just, you know, magic, comfort, or convenience items.
Is that a trap?
It makes a lot more sense than people cranking out their 27th magic dagger. Ooh, here we go. Unfinished letter. Throughout my entire career, from the very first simplest spells to the most complicated works of arcane, I have pursued one goal: immortality. Having studied a number of widely known methods, I came to the conclusion that I would have to invent my own. I do not wish to become a ghoul. Languishing in an artificial body does not entice me either, and reincarnation entails an impending risk of ending up trapped in the body of a frog or a mouse. No, my distinguished colleagues, my goal is to attain immortality in my own body. Alive, hale, and, if not young, then at least well preserved. This is by no means an easy task, especially for those of us who cannot afford even a single vial of sun orchid elixir. A joke from our dearest mentor, may he rest in peace for all eternity, comes to mind. The Rune Lords performed a double mystery, discovering the secret of immortality, and still managing to take that secret to the grave. Still, if they were able to solve this mystery, then the answer does exist, and an inquisitive enough mortal mind should be able to find it. If only we knew where to look. After the obvious methods had failed me, I turned to more esoteric ones. Who knows, maybe the key to immortality hides between the pages of some dusty tome on alchemy, geomancy, or demonology, waiting for a wizard astute enough to juxtapose the obvious facts from various disciplines, while everyone else fritters away their time on necromancy and transmutation. I started sifting through endless works on numerous subjects, filling my head to the brim with theories, facts, and speculations, both useful and preposterous. A curious story in one of those tomes caught my eye. The story of Sithud, a demon lord who had been demoted back to the nascent ranks after losing a fight to another demon, who was significantly weaker than Sithud himself, mind you. How is that even possible? Secrets everywhere. This memory sank deep and did not resurface for a good while. Some time ago, I found a mummified corpse while doing research in the ruins of an ancient frost giant settlement. Judging by the rich ornamental clothing, it was a chieftain or perhaps a shaman. A jolt of pain pierced my body when I touched it, and I almost fainted. Then the visions came. Sharp, icy blades, colossal bones, ravenous winds whispering something unintelligible. I did not know how long that torturous experience lasted, but once I regained consciousness, I immediately called off the expedition and hurried home, knowing that I needed a thorough examination and perhaps a healer's assistance. You know those tricky ancient curses better than I do, so I shall spare you the details of the research that followed. The conclusion is thus: the ancient legend about the fall of Sithud lives anew. I have put myself in the middle of that long-forgotten demon lord story, and he has become a part of my own story in return. A small fragment of Sithud's power found its way into my body when I touched that corpse. I can very roughly define it as a shard of his very soul, if demons have anything of the sort. This is the reason why Sithud lost his realm to a weaker foe, and managed to escape certain death at the same time. His soul was shattered into countless shards, and hidden inside his servants' bodies. I do not have a viable hypothesis on how this could have happened yet, but I feel him calling these shards back. Rest assured, I shall not respond to this call. I don't intend to serve some monster from the abyss. Instead, I will apply myself fully to studying the extraordinary properties of my very own shard, and the abundant power it provides me. I sense that the coveted key to immortality is within my grasp, but I am afraid I will not be able to find it before old age claims me. That is why I would like to invite you, my dearest colleague, to... The bottom half of the letter is stained with spilled ink. Okay. No huge reveals here, just confirming a bunch of stuff we already suspected, and adding the extra wrinkle that this wizard, like many, was searching for a source of immortality, which he hoped to achieve by studying the splintering of a demon lord's soul, which I will say does sound a bit similar to those spirit crystals that we've been collecting for Athelia. it is largely circumstantial. We haven't really found any smoking guns just yet, but I do think it is leaning towards the grand reveal that Athelia killed her master. Oh, hello there. Ah, subtle. Oh, also subtle. I can't imagine what that statue will do once we help ourselves to that treasure. Alright, let's get ourselves set up all around it. Hopefully we can knock it down and then keep it down
What's going on here?
once it inevitably starts trying to punch us. But yeah, as far as Athelia goes... Ooh. Okay, well let's hold off on that for a sec. But yeah, as far as Athelia goes, she implied she used to be able to cast spells through the statues. Her story didn't quite match up with Nort's. And now we're finding out that Master User was experimenting with
The mission must be carried
fragmenting demonic souls. And here we go. Alright, let's rock. Knockdown, please. Yes, perfect. And pummel. Nice. Good girl. Okay, let's collect our prize.
I managed.
Candle of the Playful Succubus. Once per day, the owner of this candle can summon a succubus to fight alongside them. When they do, they must succeed at a fortitude savings throw or gain 1 negative level as if they were affected by the succubus's energy drain ability. Yes. Fight. Okay, I think we know exactly what this particular item was used for, but, okay, Scroll of Death Ward, yes. You know, if you're an all-powerful wizard, you know how to do these sorts of things with proper protection. Also, a Metamagic Rod of Extend. To extend the summons, perhaps? Or, you know, maybe I shouldn't really think too hard about that one. We'll take it. I think we might hold off on using that actual candle, sadly, while Vex might have fun with it. I don't really see Grim being the sort to indulge. But here you go, Penta. You can have fun extending things. Yeah, see, it is starting to feel like the whole hedonistic slash sort of boozer subplot that they were sort of hinting at through various things is itself probably just a red herring. We haven't really seen any indications that that was really what led User to his doom. Where should we go? Up or down? Let us finish and leave this creepy tower as soon as possible. Statue of Athelia. So how many more do we have? 2. 2 more. But yeah, I think we'll stick with our original plan, which is to slot all but 1 until we... Oh, okay. There's our last statue. Might as well slot our second to last crystal while we're here. Which also does imply we're right near the end of the tower. Ooh, can't even try to pick that one. So that's plot locked. Either until we deal with Buuze, or more likely until we deal with Athelia. Yeah, given that they had a statue of Athelia right across from the locked door, I'm assuming that'll open up if and when we confront her. Either as a bribe for helping her gain her freedom regardless, or perhaps as a reward for destroying her. Or both. Interesting. Seeing a lot of little glowing shards scattered around.
I managed.
Grand Owl of Wisdom. We know this one. We found one in the main campaign, just outside the Hell Knight outpost that had been overrun with demons. Man, +1 to all skills. That's pretty fantastic, though. For once, I'm running a character who's not actually a skill monkey. I'll think on that. I'm just loath to give it to one of our companions when we don't know if they'll be sticking around. Right, that looks pretty ominous. Force-walled summoning circle. Oh. These goblins want to destroy my body. Your body, you say? Okay, so you're 1,000,000% a demon. Let's clear the room. Spellflinger on left. Let's get someone on them quick. Couple of archers off on right as well, but I'm less concerned about them. Why is Grim moving so slow? He wasn't in stealth. He should be enjoying the raptor aura. I'm sure I'm overlooking something obvious. That's the main downside of Pathfinder, I suppose, or 3.5 in general. There are just so many little fiddly bits that it can be easy to lose track of what's doing what. I mean, that's why that's actually what derailed our pummeling build. In theory, we should have had pummeling charge by the time we hit, I want to say, level 11 or so.
I got this.
But what I didn't account for was that one of our bonus feat slots was more limited than all the other bonus feat slots. So it wouldn't let me take one of the prereq feats as early as I had originally planned. Room's clear. All right, let's get a gander. We've got some magic hide, as well as our final crystal. Nothing else of note. Ominous book on a pedestal over there. Oh, snap. We had a... I didn't even notice that. Wow, we really lucked out with that magic missile then. That could have gone bad quick. Scroll of resist fire. Could just be coincidence. Could imply Athelia has fire-based abilities. No ping on the book. All right, let's have a look.
What would you do without me?
The perfectly symmetrical body before you is clearly artificial and was created using powerful magic. Interesting. So... Oh, okay. I think I get it. He was specifically trying to replicate Sithud's fragmented soul, so it would make sense if the tower shards, for example, were shards of a separate demon soul he was experimenting with. Sithud specifically lived on through the bodies of his various servants or hosts, so that body might be an attempt to further that experiment. Implant it with a shard, see if the demon lives on through it, despite not being whole. Though we can't talk to Athelia about it, which is a bit weird. So I guess we'll keep pushing. Hopefully we'll find something we can actually confront her with. Whew, just in time. Nord is breathing heavily. Look, that's Buuze's hall up there. Brother Buuze is the one who killed Master Uther. He's a very strong and dangerous goblin. Don't go there. Okay, so maybe we'll find our final clue on Buuze. Something linking him more definitively to Athelia. Why are you so scared of Buuze? What is it that makes him so dangerous? When Master died, Buuze took something from his body. And now Buuze can make ice, blizzards, scary monsters. Buuze is dangerous. Do you really have to go there? I'm afraid we do, Nort. We literally have no choice. Well, too bad. Here, take this. A gift from Nort for your help. Nort hands you an ancient tome. Maybe this creepy old book will help you. Nort is scared of things like this, but Master Uther liked them so much. Nort hopes that Buuze will not kill you. I also hope that Buuze does not kill me. Also, Manual of Bodily Health. Don't mind if I do. No question there. That goes right on Grim. Lovely. All right, Nort. Well, wish us luck. Also, really glad I didn't kill you. Apparently, it very much paid off. Which is, of course, a huge part of why I'm so reluctant to kill any character in an Owlcat game unless we really have to. Eh? Who in the abyss are these, Longshanks? Why do you come to my place? Kneel before Buuze the Great. Kneel, or else. Oh, well, I guess that answers that then. I take it you're Buuze? Buuze asked the questions here. Strangers want to try their luck, eh? The goblin thrusts out his chest, demonstrating his eagerness for a fight. Buuze is boss here. That's right. Buuze is a great magic maker. He fought the evil Wazard. Buuze killed the other magic maker and took his magic. Now answer, Buuze, or I'll freeze you. Oh, and look at that. We can just say that the spirit killed Uther. It doesn't indicate we're lying, so I guess we just know it now. Oh, they probably assumed we'd install the last of the crystals before we came up here, which would have, no doubt, triggered the reveal. Does the rest of your tribe know you're misleading them? It wasn't simple Buuze that killed the wizard. It was a much more potent spirit. The only response you receive is hysterical goblin laughter. Their leader is wheezing so hard that he almost chokes. Demon crap! Buuze is the strongest magic maker now. He can do big things. A wide-eyed goblin waves his hands around, miming an explosion with his hands. Our boss Buuze will kick your asses. He's the strongest. The best magic maker. Another goblin is so eager to fight that he jumps up and down where he stands. Show them your tricks, Buuze! Show them! Teach these Longshanks a lesson! Come, my goblins! Let's have some fun! Let's make some magic! The goblin's thin arms twist into wild and unfamiliar gestures. The room is filled with a sharp, biting cold. Now behold, the magic of Buuze! So we're just hanging out, watching this happen? Ha-ha! Now that's quite a pickle, my friends! These demons aren't exactly eager to fight us. Bizarre, yet very convenient for us. You're still alive, eh? How is that? Oh gosh, what? What, are you already dead? Well, at least the beasts did their magic. To arms, you freaks! To battle! Oh, I see. Right, okay, so he actually did summon something willing to fight us. Yeah, the pacing on the cutscenes is a mite bit too frenetic. It makes it hard to follow what's happening, but he summoned the Abracandaloo. They refused to fight us. So he summoned the Eternal Servants, but then they immediately, indiscriminately, killed all the goblins that were with him. Whereas those of us who are actually bearing shards appear to be immune. Plus our tag-alongs, of course, but I suppose insta-killing them might have left a bit of a bad taste. Alright, let's do this. I mean, let's be honest. We've got more than enough constitution to handle a little Buuze. Huh. What are you guys doing? Abyssal Blizzard. Any creature with a mark of Sithud that enters the blizzard gains glacial armor. Any creature that does not bear the mark of Sithud suffers -2 to dex, -1 to attacks. Has speed reduced by 5, takes 1d6 cold damage each round. Creatures must also pass a concentration check when casting. Very mild. Also only affects half our party. And then Buuze also just buffed himself. Yes, with shadows. Shadow Shaman ability that mimics blur. Or displacement, depending on what level he is. I'm going to guess displacement. Which in theory should be useless against Gaia, because she has Scent, which emulates Blind Sense.
Die!
Yeah, let's just start dogpiling Buuze. Nice, nice. Yeah, see, no concealment check. Though in retrospect, I suppose it might just be hidden in the attack roll.
Damn you! You're going down!
Not really much of a fight. Only 3 threats on the table, and we've got 1 prone and 2 preoccupied with maintaining a relatively low impact AoE. Oh, okay, here we go. Kanos at half, knocked prone. Buuze back down. Alright, so we do need to prioritize taking him out before he does much more casting. Let's speed this up.
I am about to rearrange your face.
AoE out. You thought that was it? Ha! Buuze is just getting warmed up! Okay, here we go. Now we've got a bit more of a fight. Also, Buuze automatically got back up. Which is a bit of a cheat, but sure. Oh, gosh, okay. So, yes, these guys take a slightly more active role in things. Gotcha. Negative level on Aiden. Focus down, Buuze.
I'll gut you!
Sentry, time for another one of your slick moves. Yeah, I mean, like, they want him to be an ice guy, but come on. Conjuration specialist with selective grease. Plus, you know, we really committed to the bit when it came to knocking people prone with this particular party. Oh, that's cute. Oh. Oh, okay, that was the one next to Grim trying to get back up. Buuze back down. Poor guy. Guy is just whipping him around like a chew toy over there. Also more gobos. Okay, now let's speed things up. Should be able to tag everyone. Oh yeah, that's much better.
It's you or me!
Gabo's out. Hopefully the grease will keep the minions down for a little longer. Finish off Buuze. Once he's out, the summon should go with. Oh, close. Disciple back up. But contained. And Buuze is flat. Which does eliminate the lesser summons, but not the minions of Sithhood. Oh, also, we've got a couple more Gabos in back. Shoot, Grim just got exhausted. Kanos finally back up. Do some damage control. Oh. Right. That's a more serious goblin. I thought it was just more stirrers. Mighty Goblin disabled. Thank you, Penta. Oh, okay, well, that was less than I was hoping for. I was kind of hoping they'd be vulnerable. And thank goodness for that.
Let's hear you cry!
4 more threats on the field. Sorry, I meant 3. Two left, both currently disabled. Oh, interesting. It acted like it was summoning more gobos, but obviously it did not. Perhaps because Buuze is already out of the picture. Though I could swear the first round of reinforcements arrived after he had already dropped. And we're good. As you approach, the frost covering the goblin's body thaws, revealing a snowy white shard. Brr, this thing gives me chills. So, who's going to take it? You two already have enough on your plate. I'll take this thing. Record winces involuntarily. Penta, since... I hate to ask, but since you've decided to stay with us, do you think you could try? Best to spread these things out. I can try. Penta picks up the shard and squeezes it in her fist. When she opens her fingers, the shard is still there. Nothing. Right. Fair enough, I suppose. And as per usual, our ads also can't take them. Which is just as well. I wouldn't want to force that burden upon the raiders. Which I suppose does mean we have to double up. Okay, Sentry, I guess that means you. You've managed with one so far. Perhaps you'll be better prepared for another. But Record and I will take the next. Sentry extends a trembling hand toward the shard. It seems to reach out and then instantly sinks into the gnome's palm. Ow! Ow, ow, ow! It hurts! Whew. I'll never get used to this. You know what? Nort's been thinking it over. Nort thinks he thought of something important. It was good that you saved the animals. Really good. You Longshanks are the good guys. Record scoffs in response to Nort's words. That we are. Those beasts did not deserve to die in a filthy cage. So Nort, both your master and your tribe are gone now. What'll you do next? Life without Master User won't be so good. Nort sighs loudly and sniffles. Nort will go, too. Might look for a new home or a new adventure. Whatever luck brings. Glad to hear it. I'll see you around, Nort. Yeah, well, Nort has to go too. The goblin waves enthusiastically at you. Though we do still have the dangling plot thread of Illyria, who it does appear we can double back to. We still have a door there. Interesting, she didn't immediately start talking after we took out Buuze.
I report a success.
The planets of this elaborate orrery were placed randomly, as if the artist did not know their true order. Cloak of Resistance.
It's done.
Magic Barding. Lightened Harness. +1 leather that grants extra speed and an extra attack of opportunity. Very nice. Well, that will, of course, immediately go to Gaia, who is a very good girl. And also isn't proficient with barding. Though we do have a level up in the queue, so perhaps that'll change shortly. How about you, Buuze? What did you bring to the table? Adamantine breastplate, okay. Not sure we have a use for that, but still a nice get. Headband of Wisdom. Flow of Water. Okay, well, we've definitely seen that before. That was the potential prize for killing the first optional boss of the main campaign. Though I suppose thematically it does make sense, given the nature of this particular DLC. Slightly underwhelming, considering we're level 10, but, you know, we'll take it. We're not exactly swimming in magic rings. Yeah, and then just a bunch of saleable goods. No final clues, though. No special follow-up events. No final begging from Athelia to come back and free her before we leave. No concrete connection between her and Buuze. So I guess they really are just saving that big reveal for when we slot in that final stone, and then I assume return to the summoning chamber. Right over yonder. That said, we've got some damage control to tend to. I know Grim is exhausted, and we've got that negative level on Aiden, plus some other things I might be overlooking. Not to mention, of course, a level up in the queue and Sendry's new power-up. That said, we'll hit the pause button for now. I'll go ahead and tend to the bookkeeping, get those conditions cleared, top our guys off, figure out what we're doing with these level ups, and we will pick up here next time as we tie up a last few loose ends, get some closure against our usurper, and then back to the Defender's Heart. I think we're at the halfway point. I'm guessing 2 more shards await. Hopefully not more than that, because if there are, then we're definitely headed for a classic heroic sacrifice. But regardless, see you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Erie V23, Revenant, Alois, Arrow Bowman, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Lady Shayna, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.
I report a success.